Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Taj Mahal of football. We are here in the SWBC Mortgage Podcast Studios here at the Star in Frisco, home of your Dallas Cowboys, and you're now rocking with the best. I'm Heckma Harrison, and he is a Super Bowl champion. Mr. Everson Walls is in the building, and the man that the show is so passionately named after. Passionately. It's Mick Shots, the guy that still gets stopped in the building to ask to show his badge. They don't know him. They don't know him around here.
They don't know him like we know him.
He still has to go through TSA.
I'm just glad that someone's paying attention.
There you go.
Right?
But guys, when I get an opportunity to start a show, I always like to ask my co-hosts how they doing, mentally, how are you doing, how's your mind, spirit, all of that. Mickey, I'm gonna start with you. How are you?
I am great. Physically, the best I've been in 2.5 weeks.
There it is.
Yeah, since he hurt his wrist.
Since he took out the trash.
Right.
And the trash can fall back.
The trash can warm.
That's what happens. You have things like that start to happen to you. It's an unbelievable story that could only happen to Mickey. Everson, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm consistent.
Consistent.
That's the way I feel. Everything's good in my life, and everything's good when I come here. That's why I'm always on the even keel.
The best thing is I can type with two hands again.
Oh, man.
See that?
I won't even ask you. I got other questions, but I'm going to leave it alone. Yes, it is.
God is good.
Absolutely, man. That is so good to hear. So, you guys, did you get the rundown?
I got it.
You got the rundown, and
That's
so
a long rundown.
You
sent it to me personally this time. I don't think you've ever done that before.
Did I send it to you?
Yeah, you sent it to me personally. It's just me and you on here.
Well, that means maybe
I'm assuming Spags didn't get this then, because this is me and you.
No, everybody's here.
All right, look at that. Huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. I don't know. We'll deal with that later. That's a whole other situation.
That's because you needed special.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
He needs special attention.
Is that what it is?
To validate himself.
Well, look, came in the door validated, Mr. Walls. But I'm going to get to this rundown because I think it's very important coming up against a Carolina Panthers team that I don't know if you guys have gotten an opportunity to just kind of look through this Panthers team and the victory that they had over the Miami Dolphins last Sunday, which was kind of impressive.
Inspirational.
Right.
Actually, Ricky Dowdle, over 200 yards, man.
And that's where I want to start. I want to start 206. 23 carries, 206 yards, and a touchdown. And Mickey, you've written stories about Rico Dowdle and obviously know him well. What do you think about his emergence as a running back in the Panthers offense?
Well, he finally got an opportunity. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been playing behind Chuba Hubbard, who was out, and by the way, did not practice again yesterday. Okay. So you may have to buckle up for
as
Rico
Dowdle,
as
Rico
right?
said.
That's a threat.
No, I always thought he was good. It took the Cowboys too much time last year to figure out that, we're going to lean on this guy. I mean, he ended up rushing for, I think it was 1,079 yards.
Yes.
And the majority of those were in the last maybe third of the season.
True.
So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me when he gets an opportunity like that. Now, he's never run for 206 yards. But I always thought he was a good running back, and I didn't understand last year why it took him so long to start giving him a bigger opportunity.
I think it may have been the offensive line. It took him a while to gel.
Right.
Young people that were coming up on the line. We had some injuries last year on the line.
Right.
And they finally, I think when they finally came together without injuries, what you saw was the beginning of what we see now.
Right.
Offensive line that was ready to take over that, to change that culture around here from, everything's Dak to CD. Right. Now all of a sudden we have a well-rounded team.
Well, and maybe also they were trying to compensate for no Dak.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it.
They had to
no doubt about it.
lean on the run a little bit more to protect Cooper Rush.
No doubt.
And so I think that led to it. Mm-hmm. So, better be ready for him if he's got to go, because I always thought he was talented here. He just never stayed healthy. He couldn't stay healthy. Mm-hmm. And every time he get an opportunity, it seemed like he got hurt. And then, the early years, he's still playing behind Zeke.
Right.
Before Zeke left. And then it was Tony Pollard. And so, but when he got his opportunity, he made it work. So good on him.
I always liked him. I always did like him. I like what he did for us last year. It's hard to play well on a team that doesn't play well, and he did that. Yeah, that he was the best thing that we had last year, offensively or defensively, except for say Michael Parsons. And to me, that's high cotton.
That is. But look, Rico Dowdle and with the Panthers, and they are a struggling team. They are 2-3, 2-0 at home. 2-0 at home, which is big. I think in contrast, and everybody loves to do the compare and contrast between running backs that were here and the ones that are here now. Javonte Williams makes you forget all about.
That's true.
Rico Dowdle. And his ability to pick up the tough yards, but also the one thing that I can just the difference between those two guys, Javonte Williams finishes runs. I've said that plenty of times, where you just see those devastating runners. Back in your day, man, you played against some guys that were
William Andrews,
finisher,
Gerald Riggs, John Riggins,
finishers.
Yes.
A guy that it was between you and the sticks. It was going to be you.
Who was that? Rogers, the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yes.
Come on, Rogers. He knocked me out. Yeah. He knocked me out. That's the only time I've ever been knocked unconscious in the game, and that was going up against George Rogers. Tried to hit him low, because I'm going to hit all big fellas low. Put that knee right into my temple. Wow. Next thing you know, I'm waking up.
That is, and that's
the game later.
Was he with the Saints then?
He was with the Saints then.
Yeah,
that's correct. And he was still bringing it.
And I just think that's the comparison between those two guys. But staying with the offense of the Panthers, I think where you're worried after seeing Breece Hall last week, now you're heightened sense for the running game, but you're still there in your pass coverage, and they have some receivers that are very serviceable. Tedero McMillan out of Arizona, big body wide receiver, big catch radius as well. 6 catches for 73 yards against the Miami Dolphins. Didn't have a touchdown, but they also have Xavier Legette, who has the best accent in all of the NFL. I don't know what he's saying half the time. I don't know what that is. They call it Geechee.
Geechee. He's from the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's a little different. It is a little different. Mm-hmm. But these guys, again, when you think about them as wide receivers and what you've seen from them, Everson, and it has been what we've talked about at length about what this DB core can do, the communication. Do you see this wide receiver room for the Panthers being a threat to the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't think it should be. Having said that, I think I looked at some injury list or something, and you've got Dak and I'm sorry, you've got Diggs and Bland. They're doing, I know, I don't say that. Wow. Diggs and Bland, both, limited in practice or whatever. I think they'll, of course, be ready for the game. To me, I think we need to show what we can do defensively. I think we need to test ourselves in this game. I would play man-to-man as much as possible. I really would.
Okay.
I think our corners, I don't care how healthy they are, should be better than their receivers. I just truly believe that. Our secondary should be better than their passing game.
Wow.
And that's because everyone's getting a little healthier now.
Yes.
We're playing together now. We haven't had busted plays like we had in the first couple of games. That is something to me, and I know it's a low bar, but that's an improvement for me. And I think we need to show ourselves, don't worry about the rest of the league. We need to show ourselves that we can play man-to-man with these two wonderful corners that we have. Come on. You got one guy scoring, breaking records in returns for touchdowns. You one guy tying the doggone franchise lead in interception. These guys are quality. Shut up. These guys are quality individuals in regards to playing on the field. I think it's time for them to carry their own weight.
Well, Eberflus just got done saying having the guys in the system for several weeks now and the continuity, and then he went out of his way to point out, and having 2 cornerbacks back, that was good. So he knows that it seems like Bland, after his injury absence, and Diggs trying to get over his injuries and not playing football, were back out there against the Jets, and they were, from the start, they started playing man defense, right?
Yeah.
Now, they got out of it at the end when they were trying to milk the clock, but I think that was the step in the right direction that Eberflus was talking about. Get your guys out there, get your corners that you rely on ready to play football, and it can make a difference.
And you saw the body language from Trayvon. I just don't mean that he was alert and had no confusion from what I could see. I liked the way that he was making plays. He was around the ball. He was ready for anything that came his way. And as a DB, that's how you play it.
It was like before. It seemed like he was in a fog.
It did.
So, Spags,
Like he was lost out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to hook you up to a polygraph machine.
Yeah.
Do you trust Trayvon Diggs in man coverage after what you've seen from the last game to this game?
Yeah, I think so. I think more so than I did when it started the season, because he hadn't played any football.
That's a low bar.
Yeah.
That's a low bar, though.
Right, I know, but it got better.
Okay.
Next step, right? Now, let's see what you can do.
Let's see.
Right? And I don't know if playing man helped the pass rush or the pass rush helped the man.
Interesting.
Right? And we're about to find out, because you saw it once. Now, can you do this for me again?
Consistency is key.
I'm hoping.
yes.
I'm hoping it gives Coach Eberflus a chance to blitz more, because I think he didn't want to blitz in the beginning. You know, we made the adjustment with Diggs in the Philly game, but for overall, he's been playing zone because obviously, so he didn't trust the crew that he had out there.
Right.
I think he trusts this crew to where, okay, we got the veterans in, one young guy coming in. I think Zaire comes in on third downs. But otherwise, we've got a good veteran crew out there that has played together enough to where we can be more solid.
It was like they were taking on the philosophy, bend but don't break.
Right.
Well, they were bending and breaking.
Right.
Can't do both.
Because you didn't have
The confidence,
corners out there
yes.
to stop the deep end. And I think the safeties were overcompensating.
Right.
You did not see that last game. Didn't see it much of the game before that. Overcompensation now from the safeties. I think it should be in the past. Play your position. Play your position the way you played it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Donovan. Play your position to where, you were that guy that comes up and makes plays instead of the one that's involved in the broken plays. With the veterans out there with him, I think it makes him feel a little bit more comfortable as well.
Well, unfortunately, so Hooker's on injured reserve, right? And suddenly Donovan Wilson showed up on the practice report as limited.
Who didn't show up?
Well,
It's like he left.
Yeah, just come on.
not to bury the lead.
Yes.
What is that? You had to go.
I saw it on X.
There's 15 guys either did not practice, 5, or limited, 10, right? And some of the limiteds, I think, were more limited than other people, though Wanye Thomas, who you were talking about, the safety, he's got an ankle. He's limited, which means when they put him in limited, you didn't take all the reps, or at least you were out there to go through individual drills, right? So
if you're talking limited,
you got a chance.
you're playing.
You're playing.
Oh,
yeah.
you're playing.
You're hoping.
Yeah,
right.
no, it ain't no hoping. If you're limited,
Well,
you're
last
playing.
week Nealon was limited, and then he didn't play, and he's limited again. Tyler Guyton, they've got him limited, concussion. He was out there with a helmet on, pads. Now, how much he did probably wasn't everything. I don't know if they're trying to ease him in or if it's limited, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What about Booker? Have you heard anything about Booker?
Booker, he is listed as out, so I would imagine he's out. The guy getting close, I think, would be Tyler Smith. And although I did see Booker doing his rehab, and he was moving pretty well, he and CeeDee Lamb. So that was encouraging. Javonte Turpin was out of the boot. He said, yeah, I'm done with it, but I'll probably need next week. So he's not going to play again either.
It gives me a chance to see Flournoy. I really want.
And then the other guy that the problem is with Sanborn, you're going to have
the concussion.
He's not going to make it. So Murray's Eberflus was talking about him as he did in the game, taking over middle linebacker, which has Leofau out there and gave Shamar James, who we talked about, an opportunity to get out there, who was only supposed to be in nickel situations, and then he ended up playing,
played pretty well.
50 snaps. I think 17 tackles. What do you think? Not bad.
And
I would think he was going to be out there anyway, despite the injury.
I think with the few gashes that we saw, I'm sure there's some type of coordination issue. That they've had to work on. I hope they got that together.
Because he's the green dot. Sanborn was
Murray is.
Murray is, okay.
Murray was doing the green dot even though he wasn't the middle linebacker.
Okay.
So no problem for him, and he's played middle linebacker before. Now you got to get the other guys up playing the run better. Although when you were talking about blitzing, a couple of times they lined up James on the line of scrimmage and said, go.
I got to ask you guys about this. And Bryce Young, now the quarterback for the Panthers, in his third season. Okay, he's vertically challenged. Okay, Mickey?
Yeah.
All right. He's one of those. He's on the shorter side.
5'10".
I want to say 5'9". They're cheating at 5'10".
Yeah.
But a shorter quarterback. And so
Everybody gets an extra in.
So when you start talking about the blitz and blitzing a guy that size, Everson, what would be your approach, putting on your defensive coordinator hat for a guy that's smaller, trying to find those lanes to throw through? Because obviously he's not looking over the top of a defense or past his offensive lineman to complete throws.
It's nothing new in the NFL to, once you realize that you can't make it to the quarterback, to raise your hands. It's nothing new. I think our emphasis, and I don't know why we didn't do this in the Giants game against Russell Wilson, who's 5'8". We've got to blitz up the middle. Our rush needs to be concentrated on coming up the middle. I don't know how good Bryce Young is at running the ball. I have no idea. But if I'm going to be going against a quarterback like this, who has shown me inaccuracy problems, who has shown me that he can't read the defense as quickly as you would like him to at this point in his career, I would take advantage of that. I would hurry the game up for him, against him. I would hurry the game up. I would do more blitzing. I would send, not necessarily max blitz, but I'm going to send an extra guy for him, and I'm going to play man-to-man, and you're going to have to beat my guys. If you show me that you can beat my guys, then I'm good for that. Then you've done your job.
Then you have an alternative.
Yes.
He's 5'10". So, that first snap that James took in the Jets game, and I don't know how tall Justin Fields is. Is he 6 foot?
I think about 6 foot.
About, maybe. Yeah. He rushed up the middle and had his hand in his face, and the ball just got over his hand.
Do you realize how many times we've seen passes ricocheting off of helmets and getting barely tipped and changed the game, changed the particular game? I think it was the Cardinals, the Commanders. So let's take advantage of that. We understand that that's an element, especially with a shorter quarterback. Let's make that thing. Let's make that part of our success story. We're gonna go in. We're gonna have at least, guys, 3 batted balls.
Yeah. You should.
That should be part of your game plan.
Just don't let it bounce off your back and fall straight
See
down
what I'm
with
saying?
1 second to go.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of that.
Or pop up in the air and hit the sky cab.
A lot of that.
All of that.
How about that?
Yeah.
But this is a defensive front. I think this is a matchup that I think your front should be able to win and win big, especially against the Carolina offense that was, I'm telling you, you watch this game against Miami. for a quarter and a half,
Yeah.
they were in the dirt.
Yes, they were.
17-0. And then all of a sudden, and I mean, I was saying to myself, Bryce Young is a bust.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally, Bryce Young is a bust.
They were playing at home, right?
At home. And next thing you know, he completes a pass, and then everything starts to click, and all of a sudden, the offense is rolling. They scored 10 points right before the half, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, what the hell am I
It's
watching?
like us against Green Bay, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean,
One play turned everything.
it was almost similar to the momentum swing in that game, and that's how they ended up pulling out the victory in the second half. They just came out and they just all guns a-blazing and pulled out a big-time victory.
The crowd really got behind.
Absolutely,
They
absolutely,
got
because
deep.
that advantage for them. And again, 2-0 at home, which is going to be big. You've always talked about the crowd, taking the crowd out of it, but I'm going to take a break. I'm going to put a pin in it right here because when we come back, we're going to talk about my favorite subject, and that's Rain Dakota Prescott coming up next on Mick Shots.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/cowboys.
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has like all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16 and is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your package today.
Back to Mick Shots.
Everson. Match your favorite player with official on-field collections like Sideline, Crucial Catch, Salute to Service, and more. Visit Pro Shop near you or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com, a Fanatics experience, and stay ready for game day.
We are in the building in the SWBC Mortgage Studios. Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, Mickey Spagnola. And this game is going to be one of those games that could be record-breaking for Dak Prescott. Dak needs 150 passing yards to pass Troy Aikman for second most passing yards in franchise history. Wow. Tony Romo leads the way with 34,183 career passing yards. So 150 yards away. Come on.
Well, if he doesn't, they're losing.
No. If he doesn't, they're winning. Yeah, because if we lose, he's going to get 150. If we're losing, he's getting 150.
I got you.
If he doesn't, then that means, like, man.
Javonte Williams went up crazy. He went for 250.
We got pick sixes coming from the other side. No. If he gets 150, that means that he sat down and chilled for a long time.
Dak Prescott in this offense is on fire right now, leading the league in the categories that count. And in a game versus Carolina, I said it last week, this is the win the winnables part of your schedule. I mean, obviously we've talked about what's coming up, and it gets tougher. But at this point, Dak has this offense clicking, offensive line substitutions. It really doesn't even matter who you put on that I don't want to say that, but I just know that you got that offensive line playing really well. We've given all the flowers to the offensive line coach, the offensive coordinator, the tight ends coach to put all of this together. But, guys, there is a string right now that these guys are on as far as, in the air. But I would like to look to what they're doing on the ground.
There you go.
Javonte Williams right now is absolutely on a tear in the NFL amongst running backs. And I don't think anybody thought that the Cowboys would have upgraded the position the way that they did going into offseason and getting a player like this.
And the price they only paid for it.
Which was about $2 million?
$2 million guaranteed. He got $3 million total. Got a little bit of a signing bonus, and he's halfway to $1 million bonus since they had him at $500,000 for 1,000 yards. He's almost halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
in 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and then there was another $500,000 on touchdowns, which he's more than halfway there. Mm-hmm. So, the interesting thing about that was, how they have the open negotiating period before free agency really starts? Rico Dotto agreed with Carolina on March 12th. Free agency started March 14th, and then he signed, right? The Cowboys signed Williams on March 14th. So it didn't take them long to say, well, they guaranteed him a little bit more than we wanted to, so here's what we're going to do. And, they brought in Williams, and you got to give kudos to the scouting department, the pro scouting department, that they did their homework on this guy. And something must have gave them some confidence that after 2 years recovering from his torn ACL, that maybe he was back to where he was. I did not know that he had a torn ACL. He tore it his second year. Had a 900-yard rookie season.
Like that,
And sometimes guys take more than a year to recover.
Why did Sean Payton let him out? I guess without knowing what he is, I'm
trying to remember who they ended up signing or going with at the running back position, but maybe they thought this was better and they didn't want to expend whatever money they needed to keep him. And it wasn't much. I mean, $3 million.
Do we do more zone blocking here? Could you
somewhat,
answer that question?
Yes.
I think Javonte is a better zone blocking runner
than
attacking the perimeters. Trying to get outside the edge. I think he is built for the way our blocking scheme works. I brought up John Riggins earlier. John Riggins wasn't. He'll go outside the tackle, but he's not a guy that you're trying to take wide around the outside. So he was made for that zone blocking that the Hogs were accustomed to. That was their entire system. I think Javonte is that type of player to where we rather gash them here than trying to use the speed going on the outside. He is not a speed guy, and he's perfect for the way our blocking scheme is here. I think you have to match the player with the scheme, the blocking scheme that they have. He matches perfectly.
And I have to admit, I didn't know much about him when they signed him. I can't say I saw him play this or whatever. And then a little bit in the off-season workouts, and he was running between the tackles. And I'm going, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how strong he was because stature-wise, he might be 5'10" or so. And then we got to training camp, and I was going, well, they're not tackling, but he's still running between the tackles. And I'm going, well, this looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And I asked the same question. Why did Denver give up on him? Because this looks good. And then I was like, well, we got to see him tackle. And then they didn't play in the preseason.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, what do they got? And then we've seen, right, 447 yards in 5 games. You factor that out over 17 games. If he stays healthy, it's a 1,500-yard, 17-touchdown season.
Yeah.
When you see zone blocking like that, that can be disheartening to a defensive line.
Absolutely.
You know, this is no deception. We're not trying to speed you outside and get you tired enough. We're coming right at your
face.
And when you start busting people in the face like that, on the road, it sends a message. And that's what we need to send. Every time we go on the road, send a message with power and unapologetic brutality. That's the way we've been blocking on our front line. If we can keep doing that all year long, we're right back to where we were with Murray back from Oklahoma.
And he's a really good one-cut runner. He'll get to the line of scrimmage.
That's what I love about him.
And he'll take that one cut.
Not trying to dance.
No, and go.
Come with power.
Right?
Yes.
And then he's got the, decent speed, but that able to get in the hole and not dance around. Right. One cut and go.
And now Dowdle was doing that a bit last year.
Yes,
he learned a lot on how to split it. Catch the weakness. Tom Landry used to tell Dorsett, when you go lateral, you create softness when they pursue. So that softness, it's not as if they're like a fence now. Yeah. They have now moved. They're fluid. And you hit that softness. That's the way Dorsett used to do it. Dowdle was trying to do that last year, and he was very successful at it.
How about that? And wearing 33 at the same time. J.K. Dobbins is the running back that they have for the Broncos now. And he has 407 yards.
And that's why Javonte is now with us.
Yeah,
and they probably invested in him, too, right?
So Dobbins with the Broncos. And so, I mean, hey, they're not missing much. 447 for our guy Javonte Williams, but also in the air in a game like this. J.C. Horn, don't know how much you know about him as a cornerback, but he is their star corner for the Panthers. And Mike Williams out of Miami, a fifth-round pick. I think he was in 2021's draft. But J.C. Horn is their guy. And so last week we talked about Sauce and whether he would travel or not. Kind of a similar situation this week with Pickens. Will they travel him with Pickens? And I think that is an automatic win for me if I look at this matchup with Pickens and Horn.
I can't think of, especially from what I saw last week, I can't think of many DBs that can say we're not winning this matchup. I can't think of any at all in the league right now. Maybe Ramsey.
Yeah, right.
Maybe Ramsey.
Maybe.
Somebody has some type of dog in them that can match that attitude that Pickens has. Otherwise, anyone that lines up on Pickens, it's just a matter of, do we want to overfeed him or underfeed him? Do we want to show our hand too much, or do we want to stay consistent with our versatility? Otherwise, we can go to Pickens every down.
Well, he was pretty funny yesterday. Somebody asked him about how defense will start concentrating on him, either putting their best guy there or playing double teams. And he said, well, I don't know. It's just me, and I'm paraphrasing. He goes, but I'm that good. That's what they have to do. It's like,
He probably said, I'm that guy.
I want that.
That's probably what he
That's
said.
what I want in my wide receiver.
Come on, man. I say it every time. This is Dez. He's Dez.
I'm that good.
And I love that, because one thing you're not going to outfight Dez Bryant. You're not going to outfight Pickens. I worry about with Pickens is he's so confident and just believes in himself when he catches the ball. He's a little bit careless with it at times.
Yeah.
There are times when I saw him even it was just a play. It was a big play, but the way that he caught it, it was like several people were jumping at him, diving at him, and he was moving around, and I just worried.
Put that ball away.
He's getting a little too comfortable because of the abilities that he has. So I understand that over the reason for that overconfidence, but at the same time, man, just be careful, bro.
Everson, I am guilty of watching too much Pittsburgh Steelers football because I have all of my family is Steelers fans, right? I have been watching.
It's okay. Me,
yeah,
Joe
I feel
Green.
sorry.
No, but I'm just saying everybody in my family is a Steelers fan, and it sucks. But it's okay. It's okay though.
I love you even more than that.
Hey, black sheep of the family, dog. We got to carry the mantle. Hey, here's the deal. I don't think Cowboy fans realize how much of a dog this young man is. Right. Number 14 for the Pittsburgh Steelers was crazy good.
Yes.
I mean, he's wearing 3. He almost looks like an entirely different player than what he looked like when he was wearing number 14. But, man, this guy is one of those players that has been a quarterback away, like Scary Terry in Washington. He was a quarterback away from showing the world what he has. Yeah. And now you're getting an opportunity to see that. I don't know what the thought process was behind that move, getting him out. I mean, DK Metcalf right now is ripping it. Yeah. But could you imagine DK and him to – like, I just look at that as a mistake. And I also look at the way that defenses are playing Pickens right now. You saw it against the Jets. Even though they put Sauce in those man-to-man, they did also bracket him at times. Going into the game versus Philly, you look at the All-22, Philly was double-teaming George and leaving CD in which I thought, like, wait a minute. Like, you being a former cornerback, you understand – if a team comes in and they're saying, oh, we're going to double this guy, then that tells you everything that you need to know about what they think about him as a player. Yeah. So,
and the Jets know about him.
Yes.
The Jets knew about him. They remember, but it still didn't help. And that's why I was looking forward to that matchup. I talked about it last week. Looking forward to that matchup because they think they know Pickens, and Pickens was fired up to go against Sauce, and he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, and it was 2 catches, but it was 2 big catches.
2 big catches.
14 yards on that slant on 3rd down.
There's one reason I think that Pickens is not going to be a detriment to us because Dak does not believe in, not anymore, forcing things. We forced it too many times to CD, and it bit us in the butt against the Packers because they were playing that. Sometimes you just have to be smarter. They're smart, too, on the other side defensively. I think us having other options has opened it up for Pickens.
Well, trusting Flournoy, right? Because that's why
at least one.
Because he ended up getting single coverage.
And,
right?
and everybody was fine with that. Or even I kept complaining about the Giants game. Joseph. Dak stopped looking for CD and Pickens. He went at Joseph 4 consecutive times when we were behind on a drive that we needed, and he went at him 4 consecutive times. So that keeps the defense honest, and I think we need to continue to do that. I believe that's why Dak. I laugh all the time about it. Dak's going to make you catch it. Yeah, he's going to make you catch it. So you bet he's going to throw it to you. So you got to catch it. And I think there's a method to that because you want to make sure that your big guys can eat when it's time. And I think it opens it up here for him outside.
Flournoy, for you, Mickey.
Yes.
Is he your 3rd wide receiver?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
He's your guy?
I think that his size with the speed and just his thought process.
He got bounce. He got bounce, man.
Yeah.
He got bounce.
And he showed it a little last year when he got opportunities, but he didn't get that much. He was having a great training camp.
You said that.
Yeah.
You said that.
And so that built trust for Troy. For Dak, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking Troy.
I just mentioned him, so it's okay.
Because I was getting ready. I was getting ready to point out when we were talking about who you double and who you single, and I've said this all the time in that '94 NFC title game. San Francisco came out and said, "We're gonna take Dion, and we're gonna take away Harper, and then we're gonna single." Michael, and that didn't work.
Mike 8.
Right? And so then the second half they came out, and it's like, well, Dion, you got Michael. We'll double the other guy. And Dion couldn't cover Michael either. So sometimes that's what you think. You go, all right, if I have somebody that can take out that guy with double, and then I'll take Sanders, and he'll eliminate Alvin Harper.
Bill Jones has made it back.
Hi.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Doing well. Are we in the last segment?
No, we're at the end of this. We're at the end of this segment.
Right, we should.
And we're talking about my favorite subject. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a break.
We're talking Saxe High School football.
You better believe it. You better believe it, Bill Jones. You better believe this guy's good, man. I tell you what. Hey, but we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna give the keys back to Bill Jones and let him drive the bus. I love this guy. Coming up next. Here on Mick Shots.
Look, school is starting, and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has like all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16 and is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
The countdown to game day starts with Rally Days presented by SeatGeek. Get a behind-the-scenes look at AT&T Stadium, meet the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and alumni, play games, win prizes, and more. Get your tickets for the next Rally Day on October 18th at attntstadium.com/rallydays.
Okay, it's segment 3 of Mick Shots, which tells me that we must be talking about Dak and the offense should feast, right?
Well, we already did that. I think we got to the feast.
The rundown says segment 3.
I know. We didn't.
Offense should
do we
feast.
ever go according to?
Now that's on him this time.
Okay.
He changed it up this time because he had to talk about.
Sometimes you have to go with the
Rain
flow.
Dak? Is it Rain Dakota or Dakota Rain? Which
Rain Dakota.
Rain Dakota. So his first name is Rain.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Okay. You need to bring me up to speed on what we talked about.
In your absence, did you learn anything you need to share with us?
No.
Darn.
So
I want
We thought you were coming with content.
Yeah.
He's coming with nothing.
So we talked about Rapunzel already, which is Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
And we've already talked about Dak.
Bryce Young and his lack of height.
Man, we're out of subjects. I've talked about everything. Can you imagine? I covered everything already.
And we even got into some of the injuries.
That's
Yeah.
Not all 15, but
What's
guys,
the longest injury report you've ever seen?
this is
That's got to be it.
close.
That's got to be
Getting
it.
close there.
That's gotta
15
be
guys.
You know, Belichick used to.
But he would do it just to
he'd get mad
mess
at the
with
league, and he'd like put everybody on the roster. On the
Are we
injury
kind of
Which by the-
teetering on that right now with
Yeah.
the injury report?
Maybe. And by the way, you know, I like to go behind enemy lines and listen to, in this case, Charlotte sports radio this week to try to figure out what they're talking about the Carolina Panthers. Well, they ain't talking about the Carolina Panthers. They're talking about Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they ended, or they're ending the documentary thing that they were filming.
No, I think it has more to do with the fact that North Carolina is not a very good football
Well,
team.
that's why they're ending the documentary
Yeah,
thing.
it's ended.
Okay.
You can't have a documentary showing how bad this team is performing.
Hey,
right
man,
now.
but if that's what the subject ends up being, that's what it ends up being.
That's the
What
documentary,
did you
right?
expect? Yeah, what did you expect?
I don't think they were expecting
That's even better than
the Clemson games.
Well, you could turn this into a two-part thing.
I mean, you wanted reality, you got reality.
You got it, brother.
It's a whole nother ball
We
game.
also
in college
talked
football.
about how we got this confidence in our secondary now.
Oh.
We're feeling better about playing man-to-man. No more of that zone crap. I'm thinking that with our veteran corners, with Bland and Diggs back, I'm thinking that My boy Donovan Wilson's going to get back to where he's supposed to be. He's my boy.
Clip
he's
that.
my boy there. He's my boy.
Donovan Wilson.
Yeah. Come on. I mean, he does when our corners are playing well, then it frees him up.
Yes, it does.
It frees him up a lot to come down and do what he's got to do. I don't trust him deep. I feel real good about him on the intermediate.
Now, if he can't go,
that's right. What's up with him?
He's limited with an ankle. I would imagine
Was he a DNP yesterday?
No, he was limited.
No. Okay.
No.
But he finished the game, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He'll be all right.
So Marquise Bell's got to be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why they signed him to a contract.
And they used him a little. They started
They
to
did.
use him a little in the nickel type thing with the 2 tight end deal. But then when Shamar James said, "Well, no, I'm here," and with his speed, he just, as he said, I got to do better with my drops in coverage. But 17 tackles is 17 tackles.
Yeah.
So if you're talking two tight ends, which we could be going against a lot these days, especially with our corners, you seem to be
Jatavian Sanders, former Texas Longhorn, did not play last week for Carolina, but he's hoping to get back.
Denton Ryan
High School.
They've got him listed as limited.
JT Sanders, number 0.
Yeah.
Those Longhorns like wearing number 0.
I know it.
From DeMarvion, Matthew Golden's number 0. Yeah.
He sure is. But
Caleb Evans, cornerback, out, or he did not practice.
Could you imagine what kind of freedom that gives our cornerbacks, though? Well, I'm sorry, what kind of freedom our cornerbacks gives our play calling. Now our safeties can be more diverse. We can use them in other areas as long as we have confidence in these matchups outside.
Right.
It just makes us a little bit more versatile.
McMillan, what is your thoughts on McMillan?
Oh, he's good. Yeah. I mean, he is a rookie, but he's going to have a very nice career in this league. But if, as Everson says, those corners getting back healthy again, I think one of the biggest keys last week against the Jets is coverage was good and Fields didn't get rid of the ball quickly, and so a four-man rush was able to get to him. And I like what Eberflus did, some of the stunts and stuff up front to free up James Houston, and that was the focus that Schottenheimer focused on James Houston this week.
What about Bryce Young? We talked about him as well, and just him at this point. I was saying through 2 years he looked like a bust, but then this year he's coming along, and especially in that Miami game, it looked like he was dead in the water. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the middle of the second quarter, something happened. The light comes on and
comes back from 17-0 down, and that's what Schottenheimer said too. And any quarterback that can rally a team from a 17-0 deficit, he's figuring out some stuff. And he's settling into his system now at Canales. And Canales was with Pete Carroll for years. And, of course, Schottenheimer, he was his quarterback's coach when Schottenheimer was the offensive coordinator. And so the big point that Schottenheimer makes on it is they want to run the football. And one thing I did get out of Charlotte radio this morning about Rico Dowdle is a week ago they were all questioning whether that was a good signing or not, because he was underperforming the first 4 games, and then all of a sudden he gets an opportunity and goes for 206, and now they're raving about it.
Oh, they love him.
Yeah, that's right. Which is kind of what we do here is, okay, we don't, how are we going to, we're never going to get to the quarterback. And then we get 5 sacks. Oh, maybe there's hope.
Love him.
Yeah.
Well, his 206, Dottle, gets him to 289 for the season. For the season. So, yeah, he wasn't doing very much. And the other thing I saw on
now this is the Dolphins' defense.
For Bryce Young, that had to be one of his best games because he completed 19 of 30 passes. But for the season, he's only completed 60.9% of his passes, and he's only averaging 5.5 yards an attempt. So this had to be one of his better games.
And like I said, let's look at this as the Miami defense giving them the opportunities.
Yeah.
That's the way I want to look at it. I don't want to go into a game thinking, we're going to play like Miami's defense. Our defense has to play better than Miami's defense, period. You win the game if you do that.
And he hasn't run that much. 13 carries for 52 yards. But he's got to get to 52, he has a long of 22. So
This is Young?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I don't know.
I'm not worried about him running.
No.
Right? Yeah, I don't know about you got to have a spy or
No,
just get
no
pressure on him.
No.
Just come up the middle. He's 5'10". Let's
That's
just
right. Get your
rush
hands up.
the middle. Get your hands up. Golly, we talked about it before you got here. There have been balls flying off of helmets and just tip. That's been happening in every good game I've seen. It's turned around because of some SWAT.
It's Clowney time.
You don't
get
have
him coming up the middle.
In fact, and that's the thing with Bryce Young. You don't have to get your hands up. Just get your helmet up.
Get your helmet up.
Don't do him like that, Bill.
Well, I mean, it's happened several times already. Get hit in the head.
All right, we got
get your chin up.
We got football to watch tonight.
Yes.
Eagles Giants tonight.
Nice.
Okay.
In New York.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So,
Can it be a tie ball game?
I could see something.
Landon Dickerson's not playing for the Eagles. Their offensive line isn't what it has been. So
see what that front line for the Giants can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the game should be covered better than the Jets game because that was somewhat of an empty press box.
Was it?
I think everybody was in Toronto for baseball.
Right.
Now the Yankees.
Now, the baseball's over.
Yankees are out. So
it's a noon game, Jets.
Giants.
Nobody's coming.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming. It's a noon game. It's the Jets.
Okay. We're out of time. All right.
All right.
So let's do it again on a fabulous fight song, football. Maybe we can hear Boomer Sooner at the begining of the show tomorrow on Friday here on Mick Shots.
We're not doing that. Go Cowboys. We are not doing that.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?